A while back, I was recalling a dream that had left me feeling uneasy. Unlike most dreams, in which you recall the events, I could only recall the people. As I thought through my dream, I saw all the people and recognized them immediately, just because my brain told me who was who. However, when I tried to remember the faces of some of the people, I realized that, while I knew their features, I could not assemble them onto a face. As hard as I tried, I could not picture any face. This alarmed me at first. I thought I had some mental inability to picture faces. I asked my parents, asked them if they could form a full face as someone they knew in their mind. My mother said yes, and my father said no. A few of my friends could, a smaller amount couldn't. There was no answer online, because disabilities such as aphantasia are far worse than what I was experiencing. Sure, other issues arose, such as my lack of remembering yesterday's events, or being able to place a memory to a certain year, but I figured that was just a common thing nowadays. Years later, I've skimmed the internet again, this time coming across a Reddit thread, as well as a Quora post that perfectly answers the question of why I couldn't picture faces. The Reddit thread itself, posted by user Supersonic3974, asked if people had the same condition as him or herself. They described the oddity as aphantasia, but only with faces. Throughout the thread, which I will link in the description, a number of users talked through their experiences with faulty memories, some having more issues than others. No real outcome came of this thread. I just found it interesting how many different aspects of their memories just didn't function, and how random it was. Our post, however, was answered in a great, though anticlimactic way. The question itself was, I am unable to picture faces when imagining people who are important to me. Why is that? With an answer that I will quote directly. People are going to tell you about face blindness, but that's something else entirely. The truth is, almost no one stores perfect visual memories in their minds. Ask anybody to draw a picture of their mother without looking at her, and see how well they do. Recognition and recall are not the same thing. People think they have visual memories because they can recognize their friends and family, and that is really the only test they subject themselves to. This is a really interesting answer to my lifelong question, one that I have found really disappointing, to be honest. My take from this is that a lack of mental imagery is far from a unique trait. Your mind takes in visual information as you spend your waking hours looking at your friends and family. If you were then to dream, your mind compiles the information into a spotty resemblance of that person. At the speed of your dream, the lack of details is unimportant because, to you, that person is the same one you see in your waking hours. The fault comes when you then focus on a face, and realize that the information hardly sculpts a human, much less your friend. I hope that wasn't too much of a cutoff, but I really feel like that's a good place to let off. I'm Somnium. I like to do a lot of these deep thinking essays that usually don't take too much time. And eventually, if I do gain some traction, I would like to answer your guys' questions as best as I can, and how I think I would answer them. I am by no means an incredibly smart person, but I do like to think, I do like to do research, and I do have some opinions. And so most of these are going to be opinion answers, but they'll also be backed up from what information I can find. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. I hope you all have a really good day.